we get to do it 6 times. Yay. So factor. Hey, you get to factor 6 times in a row before you even begin the question. Isn't that good times right there? You're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're going to factor this one, factor. So literally you need to factor 6 times. Then you can start the question, which will be the restrictions, and then the simplification, which will be canceling. And right now you're like, oh, math is so fun. I can't believe I love math this much fun. Okay, so let's do this. Everyone's always like, what? It just got longer. Okay, let's start with the easier one. So what I try to do is go, let's start with any of the easier ones. Get all the marks you can right away. So each one of these, remember, is a mark, right? So multiplies, if there's a 1 in front, then that should be the easy factoring. So it multiplies to -8, adds to -2. So that should just be x minus 4, x plus 2. If you use the big X method, that's okay. You just go x, and you just have the 2 numbers, should be pretty fast. Okay? The top, you might have to do a little bit of work here. So I'm going to bring some rough work on the side. I don't think we need that much room for canceling, so I'm going to do a lot of room here for rough. Okay, so then you get the 2x and the x and the 9, which I'm just going to try 3. So that gets me 6x. You can just do the numbers, right? Some people do this faster. So 3, that would work to get -9 if they were both negative. So both of these are negative, and does that multiply to 9? It works. Okay, so my 2 factors are these guys, whichever way you factor. So we're going to go 2x minus 3, x minus 3. Okay, as soon as I see division, I put a little star here, and I say this whole thing needs to be restricted. So for me, I go, wait, I need to make sure I restrict top and bottom. If you want, you can save yourself a step and change it to multiplication, but I put a star there saying, remember, I have to restrict top and bottom, right? So for this one, that whole one I have to restrict. The rational function after the division. Not this one. That one's multiplication. That one's fine. This one. Does that make sense? That one's going to flip. That's the one that needs top and bottom. So we're going to do this one like that. Okay, so I'm going to grab these guys here. So this denominator, I'm going to grab that. It's 4. I can see a common 4. So right away, take out the common 4. You have x squared minus x minus 6. So grab this one here. So the denominator, I grabbed it over here. And you're going to do, this is, yep. X minus 3. Perfect. X plus 2. Grab that and just very carefully put it on the top now, because I switched it to times. Okay, so as you're doing thought process is division becomes multiplication, I grabbed the bottom, pulled it to the side. So don't do everything all at once and try to copy it. Do it in steps. Grabbed it, and now I'm putting it on the top. Okay, so slow it down. Don't go too fast like that. Now the next one, the numerator of this one will be the denominator of this one, so I'm going to grab that one. So 4, can I do a common factor? No. So I'm going to try this. Now, when I try this, I look and I see what I had from before. So the hint here is that maybe I'm going to use a 2 instead of a 4 by 1. So I'm going to start with 2x, right? Maybe that. Because maybe it'll cancel with the bottom there. It's just a maybe. Right? Not guaranteed, but I would start with the 2x because it might match. And look, I see a 6, so it might match a 3 there. So it's nice because you kind of get a hint of what it might possibly be. So I would not start with 4x and 1x here. Right? I would start with 2 and 2, and I'd start with the potential not 6 and 1, but I would go 3 and 3. Because again, it might match this guy here. Right? So I always say that's a hint. It doesn't always work, but like I would start with something like that because look, it might match this one. Potentially I could cancel something, right? So start with that. It gives you kind of a place to start. Okay, so then that would get me 6x. Oh, did that work? Did not work. Darn. Okay, so then back again. So I'm going to go 6 and 1. Oh, no. How do I do 6 and 1? I can't go beside a 2. Darn it. So it didn't work. Yes, so what then works?
You can do on the left side, you could do 4 and 1.
Yes. So then it did not work because 6 and 1 won't work because I can't go to the side. So 4x, yeah, and x.
And then
And what you got?
you can do 3 and
Yeah, because I can't put 6 here, so I'd have to do 6 here, and that'd be 24. So 3 you did, and a 2? Yes, so then,
You
wait,
make the 2 minus
8x.
the 8 line.
Okay, hold on. So then we want 8. So slow this down. Some people are just getting their signs wrong when they're doing this. I can see the numbers are right, but your signs are wrong. So slow this down. I want -5, right? So the 8 should be negative, the bigger number's negative, and the smaller number's positive. So go to the 8 line and make that negative. 8 is negative, this is positive. Some people are getting the right numbers but the wrong sign. So it's so easy to fix. You just have to fix that. That multiplies to be -6, and those are your brackets. So then I've got 4x plus 3 and x minus 2. There you go. It's like, shoot, I would rather start with the 2x, but it didn't work, right? So started there, doesn't work. Doesn't always mean success. Oh, thank you.
They were on the trolley.
Oh my God, I totally will. Okay. Me panicking at the end of the day. Okay, so here, next one, we've got what have I got here? So common factor, no. You have to start with 2, right? There's nothing else to start with, so I'm going to go 2 and an x. And then, again, I'm still going to be stubborn. I'm going to start with a 3 because I see 3s around here. So I'm not going to start with a 6 and a 2. I'm going to start with a 3 and a 4 for that 12, right? So I'm going to go, can't put 4 beside it because it's a common factor, so 3, 4. Okay, and then I get 8, and I get a 3, and that's, I want -8 and a positive 3, so it's negative and a positive. Does that work? Yes. Okay, so again, the factoring, if you're comfortable with it, this is very nice. If you're not, just come in. We have to work on it until you get comfortable with it. And once it clicks, then you're like, it kind of just becomes natural. So plus 3 and x minus 4. Look at that. So there is going to be something to cancel. X minus 4. There's the 4. I'm always like, I hope it's one of the numbers because I want to be able to cancel it. Okay. The bottom, that is 2 terms. They're both perfect. So you want to recognize that it's 2x minus 3 and 2x plus 3. Okay, sorry, and I have a line. I'm just going to draw a thicker line here because my numbers started to get mushed together. Okay, there we go. All beautiful, gorgeous. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you see the questions are marked by a lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's already 6 marks. So sometimes these are out of 9 because we give you 6 marks for that. Then we give you another mark for canceling the right stuff off, and then we give you marks for restrictions. Right? So if you look at this and go, oh, these things are out so much, it's because we give you a mark per factor. Right? So we got that. So even without doing anything else, you already got 6 out of the marks. Okay? So then we're going to restrict. Good gosh. Okay, so I need to restrict, and I'm going to need a bit more room here. So I'm going to restrict over here. Okay, I'm going to go through the restrictions a little faster. Okay, so here, x does not equal, can we do that a bit faster? 4. Okay, and here, -2, right? So if you can get there, that's good. You're solving. This one you might need to work on. So you might be like, you know what, I got to do this one. I got to do this one on the side. So then do that on the side. 4x cannot equal -3. So there you go. So you might be like, oh, you know what, the fraction ones get me. So there you go. There's that one. Okay, but I've got this one, 2. Okay, this one, if you want to do it on the side, you can do it on the side. Okay, so you can still do that on the side. You should get, yeah, 3/2, and then the next one, -3/2. So you're going to get all of these and that one. Did I miss anything?
Yeah.
The top, yes. So where's that extra little half mark going to be, or 1 mark? You have to remember the division. So if you want to, when you get the question, you can star it, or you can even highlight it. You can even be like, I remember to go back. And you'll be like, why did I highlight that? You got to go back to this one. Not this one. The one after the division, and restrict the top. Yes.
What would questions like this be worth all the time?
Like 9 marks at least, yeah. Definitely. It's because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks for that. Then we do a mark for simplifying and sometimes 2 marks for the restrictions because look, that's a lot of work, right? So it's like, what's that? What did I say? 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Yeah, 9 or 10. Yeah, right there. And you're like, that's a lot. It's a lot of work though, right? And we know that you're factoring each one. So we give you a mark per factor. And then we give you a mark for canceling the right stuff. And then probably 2 for the restrictions, honestly, because look at that. It's so many. And the work, like when you're doing the fractions, you got to do the work, make sure the signs, all that stuff. Yeah. And an extra half mark, like if we do an extra one up here, double check. Do I have the 3? Ooh, I don't. Right? So you got to say x cannot equal 3. There's another one. And what about negative 2? Negative 2 is covered. So I'd look for the negative 2's there, but then a half mark. Oh, you forgot to look back at the top. Right? So it won't be make or break if you don't forget the numerator. Sometimes they repeat, but it'll be like, ooh, that little half mark right there because you forgot to look back at the top. Okay, so restrict the numerator and denominator. With these guys, they're repetitive numbers, but you want to look at both the top and the bottom. Right, so yeah, that's a big question. That's kind of the biggest that we get. Oh no, wait, we'll do one more where we do addition. So we could possibly mix addition with the multiplication division, which again would be a lot of marks again. Yeah.
So for the middle term, you said do the restrictions for the numerator and denominator?
Yes. How come? Because it's after division. So see, it was this way, and we flipped it. So we have to do the numerator and denominator both, because it was denominator, now it's denominator, and so you got to do both. So the one after the division, highlight it, do something, and say, look back at it. Okay? And it's not going to be a ton of marks, but you might lose a restriction. Right? There's that half mark where you're like, darn it, I knew that. Okay? All right, good. Whew. All that work. Now we get to get the satisfying part. You remember those videos that you'd be like, oh, this is satisfying, the satisfying video? You don't do that anymore, right? No, it's not anymore. But this is the satisfying part of a rational. You get to cancel. So it's me like super satisfying. I was like, you guys have to do a video with satisfying canceling, and only people in grade 11 math would know. It would be like, oh, it is satisfying. And if nothing cancels, you probably factored something wrong. Just saying. If you're like, wow, nothing cancels, you might want to look back. So there is something, at least one thing that cancels. Yay. So remember, this is like one long line. So anything in the numerator can cancel with denominator. So, yeah, one of these guys, yay, satisfying. This one, satisfying one of those guys. I lost a bracket. Okay, x plus, oh, yep, right. Make sure I'm not cancel. I can't uncancel mine. It's marker. Okay, anything else? Nope. Close, but nope. Has to be identical. I put this on purpose. Look, because the 4 is out there, but no. Is it 3? Nope. Which one? Sorry. 2x. Oh, yes, on the side. Thank you. That one there? Yes, there you go. Good. And it can't be sort of kind of close. Nope. Has to be the same. Nope. That's it. The binomials have to be identical. If not, you can't. Good? And now you just write down what's left over. Is that okay?
Yeah, I need to look over.
Look over it one more time. Okay. So then write down what's left over. Put the monomials first, so clean it up. So monomials go first. I got a 4. X minus 3. I want you to clean this up, please. Don't lose a half mark for form squared. If there's 2 of them, here's where you have to clean it up. So at the very end, I want you to clean it up. Nothing. Yep, all gone. Okay, and then here, 4x plus 3 and x minus 2. Nothing else? Comma. Okay. Let's list all of our restrictions. X cannot equal. Here we go. I want to get all these guys on the bottom here. So we got 4, and it doesn't matter the order. I will read it. Okay, so I'm looking for all these. So it'll be 4. Yeah, plus or yeah. Okay, so 4 plus or minus 2. Okay, here you can do plus or minus 3 over 2. I only have the negative 3 over 4, right? Negative 3 over 4. Someone check for me. Right, one looks good. 1, 2. This one, and then just the 3. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good? Yes.
Instead of plus or minus, can you write them separately?
You can write them separately or plus minus. Yeah, totally. Doesn't matter to me. I will look for the 7 restrictions and I look for them. Doesn't matter the order. I'm happy if you've got them. The order doesn't matter as long as I can find them. Then I look for all those 7. Good? Biggest, most beautiful question ever. The only thing I do next is I add 2 variables. So you know how it's x? I do x, y, or pq. So I do 2 variables. That'll be the next one. Okay, so that's it for this. I'll stop here.